Yes, it is the time of year where that is required a little bit more. So, anyway, just popping out to the garage. Got to remake some videos. So, let's do that. Dear. It's going to be a bit nippy in the morning, and -1 in the morning, and following morning -3. It's forecast. So, yeah, it's getting a bit nippy. Oh well. Right, what have we got to talk about? 3 things, but I'll do them all in separate videos because otherwise, as I am known for, I can talk a wee bit long. Anyway, right, this is a response to a comment made on one of the videos, and the person, whoever it was, hit the nail on the head with the issue, and that was, he or she, whoever it was, had said that it only takes a little bit of, like an error or intolerance or slop in the joints that could well be only 1/100th of a millimetre, but by the time it goes from this position to here, the cosine error factor starts raising its ugly head, and that maybe 1/100th of a millimetre could turn into 0.2 of a millimetre or more. I think that's the way it was written. Quite right. And that's exactly what I'm picking up now, in roughly that amount, about 2 millimetres at the most. He's quite right, but he's saying that maybe the slop in the join, is just meaning the bit of play. But I really don't think it's an issue for this. It's a friction fit, so that any movement, you can't, there is no perception of movement. Doesn't mean to say it's not there, but yeah. Now let's play a little game. Let's make the assumption that the distance of the holes on the arm here is 100% perfect. Let's just pretend that that's the case. In fact, it's pretty much the case for the ones I've got here. Now, if I then dial it in to a fixed edge and I know it's parallel, when I go like this and I find it is not parallel, it's nothing to do with these arms, because if you go with my theory, the game we're playing, they are perfect. So therefore, it has to be something to do with the tolerance measurements laterally on the arms, because it is the way I'm looking at it, is the only factor that is, open for error to crop up. Now, I'm clutching at straws, so, if I'm wrong, so future Dave doesn't have to come and, shake his head at me, but I can't see what else it can be. It's because I can get it right here, but here it may or may not be wrong. And what's worse, the other night I got it so that in this position, one end was pretty darn close, and the other end was still with an error. So that change, it should tell me something, and I don't know what the something is, but it should tell me something. So, what's my course of action? I don't want to let this project languish and it just have that error and I make do with it. It's pretty good, don't get me wrong. It is still already well worth the effort for the track saw, with or without the error. But the only thing that exceeds my stubbornness is my pig-headedness. So I want to get this thing sorted. So I've ordered a 300mm digital caliper, a cheap one, so I don't really hold much hope for it, but it's a cheap one. And if I can use it to measure over and over the pins, I can easily, much easier than trying to do it in 2 goes. You introduce errors and yeah. So I just want to have the ability to write a measurement down and say, that's it. At the moment, I've got the errors with these two arms down to within a couple of 1/100ths of a millimetre. That should be good enough, but let's just go this a little bit further. I can start with a known edge. It will be the track saw rail. I then can move it away from that fixed edge which hasn't moved, the track saw rail, and hopefully still measure to my pins and see how much movement or inaccuracies I'm picking up. Ditto there. I'll try and orchestrate it so that I can measure from the track rail to the pin and see whether I get any discrepancies. Unfortunately, I probably can't reach this back one, not from out here, but we'll see. I can't conceive the problem to be anything other than this lateral issue. In this position here, it should, put it this way, if I get, and I do, if this has been dialed in now, where I can get it very, very accurate relative to the track saw. Yippee. Now, it could be that if there's a lateral error in, say, play the game, that this pin is laterally out of position, because I've dialed this in by shimming it, I've actually effectively neutralized the problem in this position by shimming it. But when I do this, it raises its head because it's out this way. It's not a linear measurement issue now, it's a lateral issue. So by shimming it to get it right, I've hidden the error that's about to bite me in the backside when I do that. That's my assumption. If this is perfectly the correct length, but I'm out, shouldn't be, is it then perhaps an issue with the holes in the top here? And because I'm going down to those 100ths of millimetre increments, definitely tenths of millimetre, I'm getting it okay, but the below that, well, not even true. I'll take that back. There can be a couple of tenths of millimetre out. So I'm thinking that I need to put pins in here and then come across in increments and test the tolerances. Now with that digital caliper that I'm getting, I'll be able to do some of those increment tests. If this was just an MFT style of top, a sketchy builder top, and I'm just using it for that purpose, I've got no problem. But I'm actually now using something that is able to test the accuracy. You're going, well, it's either accurate or it's not, David. You're quite correct. And you wouldn't be able to pick it up in its general use purpose. So I need to be able to test that, the accuracy. That's all I'm saying. So again, I could come down here, put a pin in here, measure it, go down there and measure it for accuracy. And then I can, I either live with it or not. Right at the moment, I can live with that inaccuracy, if you want to call it that, as it stands. But I want to chase down that inaccuracy to a better, I'm just trying to make it a better product. It's good enough right now for me just to ignore it and carry on. It's not going to affect me. And when I use this in the capacity that it is now, and I want to do that for the trim router in a dimensioning roll, it's 100% not necessary to have that, the parallel arms, absolutely perfect in all positions. Now, as the person said too, which is quite correct, and I covered this in another video, the arms in this position, okay, we've got it dialed in properly. If I only limit myself to a 45 degree each way, it may well be that I have got the error reduced to a level where I might not even be able to measure it. It's when that logarithmic increase of error raises its head like this that I can measure it. So that's the thinking. I'm going to have a fiddle. Hey, it might be that I get lucky and I can cut something and it works perfectly. I'm happy for that. And, well, we'll just see how we go, shall we? Now, yeah, it's too good to be used. It's too good a tool that I've enjoyed using thus far to, sideline it. Right, so that's that one covered off. Quite happy where we're going with that. I'll be delirious once I get the issue sorted. But, yeah. Could be making another one, maybe half that size, maybe. But and I'll talk about it when we come over here. But yeah, this is really good. Oh, the other thing was when I went to use this the other day in this position to cut those 75mm roughly wide rails there, I couldn't use it. I got 25mm custom wood, and the bit is 25mm, the tungsten cutty bits. I got a bugger. And you know that unless it's 100% correct, I'm going to, height-wise, I'm going to miss part of that melamine. And if the melamine itself is fractionally over the 25mm, of course I'm stymied there as well. So rather than do that, I broke out the router, which I needed anyway to complete the third topic of the video. So this is like, not of this video, I'll keep them separate. So I'll end it here now, and we'll transfer the over the subject matter over to that that area there. So yeah, like it, but would like to get rid of those last niggling little bits of the story here. Anyway, we'll do that. Wait till the digital calipers come, and we will go from there. And of course, that'll be another video. Rightio, that's it. Keeping it short. It's probably a good thing too. Rightio, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.